Hey, it's Sarah. I have a really big book haul. Yeah. So it is what it is. It happened. It's fine. Oh gosh, it's big, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. I have one book that was sent to me from the publishers, and then everything else I bought by myself. So I made choices. I'm happy with them. I'm comfortable with them. I'm so excited for all of these books. All right, we're just going to move on and pretend this never happened. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is one that was sent to me from the publisher. This is from Tortine. I got The Hunting Moon. This is by Susan Dennard. This is book number 2 after The Luminaries that came out recently, and it is a young adult fantasy book, and I believe she wrote this duology. I think it's only going to be 2. I believe she wrote these based on feedback she was getting on Twitter. She would ask certain questions and get some feedback, and then she would build a story around those, from what I'm understanding. So that's a really cool concept. I've not read the first book yet, but I do have an arc of the second one, so I'm very happy about that. These covers are stunning. And yeah, this one comes out in November. Okay, I'm just going to have to grab like a few at a time and just go from there. Like literally, that's just what I'm going to have to do, guys. Because I have so many. It's so stupid. Okay, so this one is one that I heard about on a podcast from the Currently Reading, and I immediately was like, I need this book, and then I hopped on Pango and I found it right away for a good price, so I got it. That is The Getaway. This is by Lamar Giles, and this, I believe, follows a theme park that is deadly. And yeah, again, I'm trying not to go into too many synopsises anymore because I feel like they give away too much sometimes. So I'm trying to go into my books a little bit more blind, but from what I remember it being described as, yes, please. So I got that one. This next one is a middle grade, and that is New Dragon City by Carrie Mancusi. This is a middle grade that has a world with dragons in it. And I'm all about dragons right now. It's been on my wish list for a while, and I found it really cheap. So, okay, next one is a Stephen King. I got The Talisman. He wrote this also with Peter Straub. And this is the one that I said, next time I get a Stephen King, I'm getting this one. And I've been on the lookout for it. Every time I'm like used book shopping, I try to find this one, and I was having such a hard time finding it, but I did get it on Book Outlet this time. It is a little bit damaged, to be honest with you. Like the bottom is kind of crinkly, but whatever. I have a hard time finding a good copy of this, so this is good enough. This one, I don't remember what the concept is. I'm wondering, no, it's a novel. I was wondering if it was like a collection of stories, but it's not. It's just different parts. Okay, so there has been theories that the last season of Stranger Things was inspired by this book. I don't know if that's true, but at the end of season 4 of Stranger Things, this book was being read by one of the characters. They were reading this book out loud. And so a lot of people think that that was kind of like a little Easter egg, like maybe a little nod to maybe what could possibly be coming up, like if you've read it. So I don't know. We'll see. But it was definitely featured in the show. So because of that, definitely I wanted to get it. And I'm collecting all of Stephen King's works anyway. So when I can find it for good prices, I will get it. But yeah, so The Talisman. Okay, I did get a book in a series that I have not started yet because that's what I do. So I got book number 3 in the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. This is Cytonic, so this is book 3. I do have the first book, Skyward, on my shelves downstairs. I have not read it yet, but I'm getting the paperbacks, so when I find them for good prices, I'm getting them. I still need to get book number 2, so I don't even have book number 2 yet, but I have number 3 because I found it for cheap. Young adult sci-fi, heard it's very good. Okay, and then this one I got for a really good price as well. So this is African Town. This is by Irene Latham and Charles Waters. And this one is one that Amanda read and really, really liked. This is told in verse, so that's very, very interesting. I don't usually read books told in verse, but I'm not against it either. One of my favorite books by Jason Reynolds is told in verse, and I loved it. So yeah, but I believe that this follows a slave, like the very last slave boat that comes from Africa, and like where it goes and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's what this is. But I know that Amanda loved it, so that was enough for me. And then this one is one that I've been wanting for a very long time. And I wanted it in hardcover because I love the hardcover. And that's The Violin Conspiracy. This is by Brendan Slocum. So it looks like a violin. Like, it looks like a violin and a person looking through the violin. I've heard such good things about this book. It follows an actual violin that is in existence. Like, it's a real violin, and it is stolen from somebody on the eve of a national competition. I heard it goes in like crazy places, and I'm totally in for it. So yeah. Okay, next stack. Okay, so another one that I heard about on Currently Reading, that is To Shape a Dragon's Breath. This is by Monoquill Black Goose, I think. This is the first book of, cannot say this, Nampeshweast? Yeah, look at that. I don't know. I have heard that this is like another Fourth Wing, and it came out around the same time, but Fourth Wing blew up and this one got nothing. So you're telling me that? I think it's a dragon school. Yep. Finds a dragon egg and bonds with the hatchling. So I think, yeah, this is a dragon book, and I'm totally in. So we'll see. But yeah, okay, that's it. Next one is With Love from Cold World. This is by Alicia Thompson. Number one, this cover, you guys. Can we even? Oh my gosh, I love it. So what got me on this one, the cover grabbed me immediately. And then when I read the synopsis, I was like, ooh, this is set at like a theme park in Orlando, but it's called Cold World. And it's all about cold stuff in the middle of Central Florida. Yeah. And obviously it's struggling a little bit because it has to compete with another big theme park company in Orlando, Florida. Wonder where that could be. And I believe that this has a little bit of a hating game thing where there are two employees who are in competition for a job. So, yeah. All right. So, In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. I have heard that this is really good. Yes, this is the same person who wrote Fourth Wing. She actually has written a lot of contemporary books. Fourth Wing was her first fantasy book. And I'm very interested in her contemporary as well. And I've heard this one is good. I believe this follows a plane that goes down and two seatmates who hit it off and end up needing to help each other, from what I'm understanding. So, yeah. But I've heard that it's very good. People are really liking Rebecca Yarros after Fourth Wing, and so they're diving into her other books, and people are saying that this is really good, and it's new. Okay, so this next one has a little bit of a story. So we ended up going to dinner with my husband's brother, and he lives in Maryland. So we met up close to where they live because we were up there anyway, and had dinner with them. So we went to this place, and it was called Us Boys and Poets. That's what it was. And when they told us the name of the restaurant, I was like, is that a restaurant / bookstore? And they said, yeah, it is. And I was like, yes. So of course we ordered our food, and I had to go browse. They did have like a decent selection of books, and I was like, So I went ahead and just grabbed one because, you know, why not? But guys, look, Death of a Bookseller. I'm a bookseller. This is by Alice Slater. I have never heard of this book. I think I've seen the cover at work before. It's brand new, but I haven't heard anything about it. And from what I'm understanding, it's a debut novel, which is nice. But I believe it's a bookseller who is obsessed with true crime podcasts. And that's all I read. And I was like, I'm in. I'm done. This is so cute. There's a little snail on the back. You guys, can you even? It was adorable. I supported them. No regrets. This next one took me a minute to get it because we've had it in our store and then we sold out and then it got popular and people are talking about it and now everybody wants it and now we can't get it. And our warehouse was out for a while and then we got a couple in and then they sold right away. And I was just like, I cannot get my hands on this dang book now. And now it's all I want, right? One of those things. So Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Yeah, this has been getting really, really high praise. And I'm in. I know that it's fantasy and I know that it involves letters and letter writing, but guys, can we just? Can we just? Gorgeous. And this one also has really, really pretty special edition options that are stupid expensive now because I think it was Fairy Loot that did it and it is gorgeous. It has like letters on the spine. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm not paying that much for it. This is totally fine. It's gorgeous. But book number 2 comes out in December. So like I should probably read this one so I can know if I want book 2 or not. Okay, next deck. I wasn't kidding, guys. I have gosh, I have a lot of books. Okay, so now we're getting into a stack of books that I bought when I met up with Krista and our friend Lindsay, who lives about 2 hours from us. And so we met up with her. We had been talking about doing this for a very long time, and we finally were able to do it. But we went to the Green Valley Book Fair, which is in Virginia. It is a huge warehouse full of discount books. We spent just about 2 hours there browsing and looking around. I got a whole bunch of things and I got the shirt there. It says got books, Green Valley Book Fair, super cute. And I got a big stack of books there. So let's just get into it, right? So this is the Pages & Co. by Anna James. So this is the Map of Stories. This is book number 3 in this series. And I needed this one. I have been collecting these in hardcover and I had 1, 2, and 4. Didn't have number 3 yet. I couldn't find it anywhere for a good price, but I found it for a good price there and it was the only copy they had. So I definitely grabbed it. This is a middle grade series. Okay, another book in a series that I haven't started yet. It's fine. Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is book number 2. I do have the first book on my shelves and there is a third one as well. It is a trilogy. But I didn't have number 2, so I got it. Another Stephen King. I found Later by Stephen King. This is one of those interesting covers. I have no idea what this is about. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm interested to see what's going on with this. And it's very short. So, yeah, but for $4, yep. Okay, another series. This is a series starter. So I got Graceling. This is by Kristen Kishore. This one is one that I've always been interested in. It's a young adult fantasy book. And it has, I think, 4, maybe 5 now. Actually, I think there might be 5 books in this series. I think one just recently came out and it had been like a while. But yeah, I've heard really, really good things about the series. I don't know what it's about. It's young adult and it's fantasy. That's all I know. So, and I've heard really, really great things about it over the years. So I got book 1. Okay, I got the latest by an author who I have read and really enjoyed, and that is Jeff Zentner. This one is In the Wild Light. He wrote The Serpent King, which is a book that I completely, absolutely adore and push on everybody that I can. I don't fully know what this is about, but I'm just gonna go in and it's gonna be fine, and we're just gonna see what it's about. But he does write young adult contemporary books, so that's what this will be. Okay, another middle grade. The Shape of Thunder by Jasmine Warga. This is one has been on my wish list for quite a while. I'm very excited to read this one. I've heard amazing, amazing things about it. It follows 2 best friends who are both affected by a school shooting in 2 completely different ways, and how it affects them, how it affects their friendship, how it affects their town. And I've heard it's incredible. Okay, this one was a find. So this one is Ain't Burned All the Bright by Jason Reynolds. And it is artwork by Jason Griffin. This it's heavy. Number one, this is a heavy book because it has like glossy pages all throughout. Like glossy. I don't know if you can see the gloss or not, but they're glossy pages. And that's what this book is. It's like a piece of art. There are words that Jason Reynolds writes, so it does tell a story. I have heard that it's just an incredible experience to read it, and that you can actually sit and you can read it through like 5 times really quickly because there's, you know, only a few words on each page, but you're getting a profound story, which I completely trust Jason Reynolds to do that. So it's one I've been very, very interested in. And when I saw it for $6 for this hardcover, I was like, yeah. And this is even like very silky almost. So it's very interesting. I think it'll be an experience for sure. But Jason Reynolds is a favorite of mine. Okay, last stack. Oh my goodness. Okay, we also went to a thrift store. So not only did we go to the book fair, but we went to a thrift store as well. This is kind of a mix of both places, but this one definitely I know I got at the thrift store. And that is 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King. Look at that. And this is in really, really good condition. Like, wow. And I got this for $1.50. And this is like a paper cover. I'm surprised it's not ripped to shreds. Like, because this is an old edition for sure. But yeah, this is a collection of stories, and it's going to go into my collection of Stephen King. I just realized I'm hauling 3 Stephen King books here today. Whew. But I love him, so it's okay. All right, these next 2 are by the same author. So I ended up getting The Good Sister and The Younger Wife, both by Sally Hepworth. I really want to read her as an author. I've heard very good things about her books. Yeah. Need to get on that one. Another author that I have not read yet, but I really want to, is Catherine Steadman, and I got Something in the Water. I know that Lindsay from Lindsay Little Library and Amber from Books and Beaches both really loved this book. So that's enough for me. That's enough for me. Okay, I also grabbed Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This is one that's been on my scope for a while. It is a science fiction, and I haven't read anything by this author yet, but if I was going to read anything, this would be it, because I've heard it's incredible. It's like time travel, and I've just heard really, really good things about it from people who read all over the place. So yeah, but I found it at the thrift store, and I turned around and asked Krista, because I'm pretty sure she had read it. I was like, will I like this? She said, yeah. I was like, okay. So I put it on my stack. She was like, but I'm mad you found it because I need a better copy. And if I had seen that, I would have grabbed it. So I got there first. It's only fair, though. She was like, yeah. Okay, this next one I found is Lobizona. This one is by Romina Garber. This is actually an ARC, an advanced reader's copy. I got it at the thrift store. So, but yeah, so I know this is a fantasy, and I feel like it's young adult. I know that I heard about it on the Currently Reading podcast, so there's a theme here. I know that Katie talked about it on that podcast, and she loved it. And I remember when she was talking about it, I immediately added it to my wish list. So I know it was something I was kind of looking for. If I ever found it, I was going to grab it, and I did. Okay, folklore, werewolves, romance, magic. That's all I need. I'm good. Yep. Yes, please. And it's got a really pretty wolf on the back too there. So yeah, that's all I remember. Last but not least of this ridiculous book haul is Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. I feel like I might have this on NetGalley. I think I do, but I like Taylor Adams a lot, so it was like a no-brainer when I found a hardcover for cheap, so it's fine. Not one that I had physically, but now I do, and I can add it to my shelves right next to his other books. So yeah, I am not picking these up for a thumbnail. I cannot. There are 26 books here. I cannot do it. So I'm not gonna. This is just gonna be my thumbnail. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you read any of these. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I gotta figure out where these are gonna go. I did unhaul 12 books before I went shopping, so there's that. But I definitely brought in twice as many. It's fine. All good. Okay. I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.